To cover that up, the efforts that were undertaken by the White House staff, by his family, not in the last couple of months, but for all 4 years, I think it's going to be a really ugly chapter. It's a diminished presidency because of it. And I think we still don't know the full extent of what they did to try to hide what they've been doing.
Joe Biden is mentally unstable. Not a controversial statement, is it? Well, according to the media, it was up until recently where they decided they wanted to acknowledge what we've known all along. Biden, not there. Before we get into this video, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to Our Team News because it ensures to YouTube that you are enjoying our videos. And so that way they will continually show up in your feed and then they'll push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
But Joe Biden's record with regard to the things that he's accomplished, I think will stand the test of time. Now, what my dear friend Scott and others will talk about, and quite frankly, I'm going to say this, rightfully so, it was very disturbing to learn late in the year about just how how poor his health has become. And like many, I did not realize that it had gotten to that point.
Like many, bull. Are you kidding? Like many, we did not know that it got to that point. We knew in 2020. We knew he was not there, hiding in his basement, refusing to actually go out and communicate, do interviews, do anything with the American people to let us know that he's cognitively there. It was just an anti-Trump campaign. He won because he wasn't Donald Trump. Had nothing to do. One, right? Oh my God, we saw it. Sherman under no pressure. That was 2020. All this, the thing, like not knowing where he is, psychobabble all over and over again in every situation. And you guys are trying to act as if this is some newfound information. We were unaware. You knew. We all knew. I'm sick of that.
That being said, I think he showed up for the job. He got the work done. I think some of the accomplishments also in the Middle East and foreign policy will also stand the test of time.
You think the
accomplishments in the Middle East? He's notoriously known for doing a terrible job with pulling out of it. Okay, let's see what Sky has to say.
Middle East is in better shape today than when he took office?
Well, I think he got our hostages home. I think that's a big deal. I think it's important.
I'm sorry, which hostages?
He's gotten a number of people home. He was able.
There's still 100 people over there.
Well, there were more than that.
Including some Americans. Look, I think he's gonna leave office in disgrace. The Hunter Biden pardon was disgraceful. He's going to be remembered largely for inflation and for the disastrous Afghanistan pullout. And I think as we continue to, we're just getting the first draft of this now, but as we continue to learn about the massive cover-up that went on, not about his health, but about his mental acuity.
Bingo. He's not dying of cancer. He doesn't have some sort of disease. Like, he's not there. They want to sit there and talk about, it's like he has some sort of like ailment. I mean, he does, a mental ailment. But they're trying to act as if it's some like thing that like he's coming with old age, which I guess could. But it's because he's mentally impaired. There's something wrong. He cannot process reality. He cannot process any of the duties that it requires. And he doesn't have any of the skills or the mental aptitude to be able to do any of the things required of him as president. And yet he is literally still, to this day, in this moment, the president. While you're watching this video, Joe Biden is running our country. Joe Biden, the guy who everyone is acknowledging, is not there. Wild.
To cover that up, the efforts that were undertaken by the White House staff, by his family, not in the last couple of months, but for all 4 years, I think it's going to be a really ugly chapter. It's a diminished presidency because of it. And I think we still don't know the full extent of what they did to try to hide what they've been doing.
I think leaving in disgrace is when you have an insurrection at the Capitol. Like, that's leaving in disgrace. Being impeached twice is leaving in disgrace. So that's a difference.
Oh, there they go. Here he goes. I think being impeached twice. I think storming the Capitol. First of all, Trump didn't storm the Capitol, so don't know what you're talking about there. Being impeached twice. We all knew that was literally. This is what you don't realize. All this stuff that was happening against Trump that wouldn't happen, and this political persecution by the left, by these Democratic politicians. All of that political persecution is literally why he won. All that media persecution is literally why he won, because it was misplaced, it was wrong, it was intentional, and it was trying to divert the American people from seeing the truth. That is why he won. He didn't leave in disgrace. He literally won the next election in a landslide. That's why Biden dropped off, because the Dems knew there's no way he was beating him again. That's not leaving in disgrace when America votes you back in.
That's the establishment. That's the powers that be saying, hey, we don't want him, but we did. The American people did. That's not leaving in disgrace. Nice try, though. Nice try. You can't leave in disgrace when you're welcomed back by the American people into that position. Just stupid, man. I can't stand this guy. I don't even know him, but I can't stand him because of this.
I think Joe Biden's going to be remembered in the short term for what you were talking about, whether or not he had the capacity to lead, who knew what when. I mean, there are many people outside of the very small network of Anita Dunn and Valerie Biden Owens and Jill Biden and Hunter. There aren't many people who knew the concerns that were there or whether or not he was up or fit for the job. And so those questions will be asked. Over the long term, this is somebody a lot like Mitch McConnell. You don't necessarily have to agree with everything they stood for. You don't have to agree with every vote, but you always knew they put the American people first.
Is that a joke? I don't know anybody that thinks Joe Biden and Mitch McConnell put the American people first. Like, where are we getting that information? I've never been. I mean, this is CNN, right? CNN, you take everything they say with a grain of salt, or you don't take it at all. Let's be honest. We don't listen to their nonsense. But Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden, they always put America first. Okay, pal. Whatever you got to say. And CNN, on top of you being a terrible network, we also have CBS news journalists also stating some ridiculous nonsense early, acknowledging, or not acknowledging, but kind of exposing that what we've been saying all along, Biden, cuckoo. So let's play this clip.
One of the things we also do in the year-end correspondence roundtable is dig into what was undercovered or underreported. Jan?
Undercovered, underreported.
Only person who does that is Chrissy Clark, y'all.
That would be, to me, Joe Biden's obvious cognitive decline that became undeniable in the televised debate.
At the presidential debate with Donald Trump.
Unquestioned. And, you know, it's starting to emerge now that his advisors kind of managed his limitations. It's been reported in the Wall Street Journal for 4 years. And yet he insisted that he could still run for president. We should have much more forcefully questioned whether he was fit for office for another 4 years, which could have led to a primary for the Democrats. It could have changed the scope of the entire election. Yet still, incredibly, we read in the Washington Post that his advisors are saying that he regrets that he dropped out of the race.
He wasn't fit for the first 4 years, and I'm sure he regrets it because turns out, even if he would have lost, it wouldn't have been some coup that was staged with Democrats lost even more trust with the American people. Y'all literally booted Biden out, installed Kamala, and said, hey, you guys don't get a choice. We don't really care what you guys want. As a matter of fact, you weren't even a thought in this decision. We don't want Trump to be in office, so we're going to stage a coup, kick Biden out, install Kamala, and you're going to like it because she's a black and she is a woman. So that was all she needed. All she needed to win. And she's a leftist. So, you know, if you're either or you're racist, one of the two if you don't vote for her. It's actually insane. There was something else that they used for her as well. I don't know what it was, but it's absolutely insane. Biden would have done better. He probably would have done better. Maybe he would have won. Who knows? I don't know. Kamala was a stupid decision they could have made, though.
You know, that he thinks he could have beaten Trump. And I think that is either delusional or they're gaslighting.
President Biden
people.
has said repeatedly he was sick during the debate June 27th in Atlanta, and he's always been fine, and he leaves fine. That is his position, the position of many of his top aides as well.
He knows he's lying. Look at his smug little face. You know you're lying. He's not fine. He has not been fine, and nobody thinks he was fine. He did a terrible job. Didn't know how to answer questions whatsoever, and you just go to he was sick. That's the excuse. That's literally the excuse you get for his incompetence. Even if you're sick, you know what you know. And you can communicate how you communicate. You didn't look sick. You looked like you didn't know what you were doing. You looked like you didn't know what you were. You looked like you didn't know where you were. He's sick with your smug little face, Murrow. Who is this? That's ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous. The gaslighting they display to the American people and just tell us to fall for it and believe it. Well, Biden said he was sick and his top advisor said he was sick as well. So, okay. And that's not true. And anyone who has flipping eyes can see that. The fact that Biden thinks he could have beat Trump is actually crazy.
Even though there is that reporting.
Robert Costa.
Journal interview.
Actually insane. This is why people don't watch them no more. I feel like I say this every video. I was like, this is why people don't watch you. You're dishonest. You gaslight. Expect us to fall for it. Utterly insane. Oh well. We're done with that. We watch Resist the Mainstream RTM News over here. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to comment down your thoughts below, and I want to see them. I would love to hear what you guys think about this. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.